NFTs are everywhere. It's hard to navigate anything digital today without coming across NFTs. If you tweet anything about NFTs, you're gonna instantly get hit by 50 bots liking or retweeting or DMing you about NFTs or investing in some new project. They are all over the place right now. And one of the main reasons that it seems like the Doc and the Midnight Society crew were in New York City were because the day before the New York City meetup event was NFT NYC. One of the things that was mentioned was how they were at the NFT NYC event and they learned a lot about how different companies and people are utilizing the power of blockchain and NFTs, and there's a lot of creative ways to do it. The problem that we've had in gaming is that so many people associate NFTs with in-game items that are only as valuable as the game itself lasts, which, as we've seen through Ubisoft Quartz's initial launch, not that valuable. Obviously, we're trying to talk about Project Moon, but NFTs is one of the biggest things talked about because that's one of the few things that we have confirmed about Midnight Society's Project Moon. Obviously, we're more interested in the gameplay of Project Moon, but because NFTs is at the height of its conversation, with that being pretty much one of the only surely confirmed things about the game that players know about, nobody has seen a good implementation of NFTs in games, and that's why a lot of people are talking about it right now with Project Moon. In my conversation with Robert Bowling, it seems like they are thinking about NFTs a little bit differently than we've seen in the past. There's going to be in-game items. They're definitely going to do it that way. But one thing that kind of struck me was he was talking about how we've lost the sense of value in packages and items. I remember way back in like 2008, I actually used to work at Best Buy, and we used to do those midnight releases. You went to a Best Buy, a GameStop, I think Target even had like midnight releases. Like people would line up, and I was there for the launch of Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, where people were lining up for this game to get it at midnight. I remember bringing the CD copy home, installing it, playing it that night, and like immediately going through the 6 hours of campaign. One of the things that was beneficial about going there for the midnight release and getting the early copies was there was collector's copies where you can get extra items. I remember when I got StarCraft 2, it came with like a StarCraft 2 flash drive and other things inside of it. But right now, when you get the $100 or $120 now in some cases, super special collector's massive edition, ultimate, whatever, it doesn't really come with that many valuable things. And so one of the things that they seem to be thinking about here is back to those days when we used to get special collector's items or those higher end versions and getting something valuable out of them. We've seen NFTs in conversation with bringing back that nostalgia of having like an actual ticket stub. Gary Vaynerchuk, he's been really driving NFTs in a lot of his posts and in a lot of events that he's been going to. He actually has his own ticket stubs that work with NFTs to give you that kind of that physical value in a sense, even though it's digital. It's actually something that I've wanted to get out of like Major League Baseball or the NBA or the NFL, because like people used to collect this stuff. Since we went digital, all of these things were kind of considered throwaway items. My brother used to collect baseball cards. I don't know how many people are collecting physical baseball cards now, but to have NFT baseball cards, it's still a digital item, but it's gonna bring back that sense of value into something that's unique, that's with limited availability. So whether it's monetary value or just sentimental value, I think that the target here seems to be bringing back the value in going for these higher end of pre-orders or higher end perks when you're getting a game. There's none of that today. That seems to be the specific focus on what they're looking at with NFTs and Project Moon. They want to have something that exists beyond the game. It kind of gives me a little bit more hope that they really are doing something different here with NFTs, but I just kind of wish we were moving on from this conversation about NFTs because I want the game to be good first. They have a great team. They've got developers on there who worked on Halo Infinite, who have worked on Call of Duty from back in the day. So did we get anything out of this event, this New York City meetup, to kind of give us more information about the game? A little bit, but not really. There was one part when I asked about the level design, because we know that this is supposed to be taking place in a tower that has multiple levels and you're trying to move up the tower. But one of the questions that I asked was about choke points, because if you're going up, like how do you go up? I'm still not sure that we have the answer, but they definitely suggested that the building was going to be larger than a city block. So this is going to be a wide tower that we're looking at. And I'm almost wondering, like, are they going to have operators with abilities like grapple hooks? We just have to see, but it seems like there's going to be a lot of ways to move up. It makes me feel more comfortable that they've obviously thought about it that way, because that's where my head was at. I'm just like, oh, there's going to be people camping everywhere. The NFT conversation is not going to go anywhere until we finally see how they're utilizing NFTs. Despite the backlash of NFTs being in this game, it seems like they're doubling down on it. I would like to eventually move on to the actual gameplay itself, but not focus on the NFT part. It seems like that's going to happen in the Los Angeles event, and there's going to be the first playable build of it. What are your thoughts? Are you even thinking about NFTs? Are you considering NFTs at all when it comes to this game? Like, do you just want to play the freaking game? Debate down below.